Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. Y'all got the super team here, sports. I'm your boy, Diego Barista-Koff, one half of the super team. I got my main man with me, the under 6 foot post-up champion, shooter extraordinaire. Uncle Hank, tell him what's good, baby.
What's good, people? It's your boy, All Hate, the other A and AA Sports, and yes, I was the under 6 foot post-up champion. I had up and unders, jump hooks, pump fakes. I had it all for you.
You go, man. Post-up games of lost art, man. Post-up games of lost art, especially for the little guys.
Don't even get me started. We ain't got time for that, but you're right. What's good with you?
That's a whole hour show in itself right there.
Yes.
A whole hour show in itself. All right, people, you don't know what time it is. It's football season, man. Of course, we got some things to touch up on here in a second as far as open bar is concerned. But we got some NFL tidbits. Some people, a couple people got paid. A couple people retired. And then we got our AFC North breakdown this week. So we're going to touch on the Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, and the Browns. Y'all know that we won't go away without giving our 2 cents. Shout out to Get With The Sports. Our 2 cents on this whole Cap Ravens situation. I'm pretty sure we go pretty in depth on that.
Yeah.
And we'll also hit on Kyrie and Steph seem to be joining forces for some for evil or for good. We don't know which one yet.
We ain't giving that too much. We don't give that too much.
It's
suckerish, but we got to give it some.
There you go.
We said last week we were coming off basketball, but they pull us back in every week with this sucker stuff. But we're going to give it a little bit. But this show really is football-centric. This is a pretty good one. Pretty good division to talk about. We got a good bit go with this one, but we're going to start off like we always do with open bar. And, I think I've heard it once before. Wolves be hollering at the moon. They be howling, and the moon don't respond. The moon don't respond. Well, the moon responded this time. Lavar Ball been calling out Michael Jordan for the better part of 3-4 months now, give or take.
Yeah.
And Jordan was at his basketball camp. And in case you didn't know, people, you got to have about 10, 15 racks for your child to go. But Michael Jordan will be there for that 10, 15 racks if you got it for your kid. So one of the camp people called. They had a question. They said, "Can you beat Lavar Ball?" And the GOAT answered. The GOAT came out and said, "Normally I wouldn't even respond to something like this because the cat only averaged 2.2 points a game in college. But since you asked, I'm going to answer." Michael Jordan said, "I could probably beat him with one leg."
I mean, and for Mike, this answer was a little watered down for Mike. Mike usually kind of cutthroat. With his. In
case y'all don't know what the homie talking about, people go back and look at his Hall of Fame speech. Mike remembers everybody who ever did anything to him in life. He's that type of petty.
So y'all think a lot of y'all petty now. No, Mike is the petty king.
Yes.
Mike is the petty king. Also for some more history on Mike off the court and from out in front of them cameras. If you don't know, Google Michael Jordan and Chameleon story.
Oh yeah, good story.
I won't tell it. I'll let you. For those of y'all who haven't said, I'll let you Google it yourself.
Yeah.
Y'all hit us up on the email AA Sportscast and tell me what you think about that.
Yeah.
Before we get any further into our other topics, again, we forgot. Appreciate y'all giving us a shout out on YouTube. Remember to watch, hit that subscribe button. We are brought to you in part this week by the Urban Arena. Again, that's coming soon, new venture. Also, we are now on the Spreaker app. So I hope y'all been taking us to work with you over the last week or two, and hope you're enjoying downloading and listening to those episodes on Spreaker. So we got a second open bar topic. So I hear the Queen B. Shout out to the Beehive. We don't want y'all on our backs at all.
No problems. We don't need that shit.
No. But so I read here B says that she may be interested in throwing a little piece of change into this group that's trying to buy the Rockets. Now, did she say that she would join the Kimbe's group? I know he's trying to get a group together I
didn't think about that because he is trying to put a group together.
Right.
I'm thinking you're gonna need 2.5 to buy that team.
$2.5 billion.
Have a nice little bit of change to put in there.
Yeah. I would definitely get at least 4 or 5 investors. Even though B and J got it. I don't think Jay gonna sign off on none of his part of the bread going to no team. He didn't kind of went down that road. He put a little bit in and he cashed out and got the hell on. So maybe B.
But the difference is this a playoff team. Brooklyn wasn't even close to that when Jay bought in.
Which is very true. So that could sway some things one way or the other. But I would just be kind of skeptical on putting a lot of my money into a sports franchise.
Right.
And I'm really, at the end of the day, you're going to be looking for somebody else to kind of run it.
Right.
If it were me trying to invest that kind of bread, I need to have some kind of basic knowledge of, the business aspect, what's going on, the league. Yeah. And she doesn't because she got Jay there with her, so I know he got some insight. So it's just interesting to see her throw her hat out there.
Well, she's from Houston too.
Right, exactly. So maybe that's kind of why. So we'll see.
Going on tour next year, easily.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not putting too much stock in it at this point of it actually happening.
Nah, too early in the game. All right, people, we're going to jump right into this football. We start off, as usual, with our NFL tidbits. Rapid fire, we got a few topics to talk about. I did add one that happened I saw right before we came on. I'm going to throw that one in there now. Reports are Andrew Luck might miss the first 6 weeks of the season. Who the hell is their backup quarterback?
Is it still Jim Sorgi?
Nah. Curtis? I pulled it up right before we went on. I was asking you just to see if you know. Some dude named Scott Tolzien. I have no idea who he is.
You never heard Scott Tolzien?
Nah.
Yeah.
6 games. That's a lot of games.
Yeah, that's over 25% of the season. So, we've been saying for the last couple of weeks, hey, he ain't throwing yet. I'm concerned.
Right.
He on the PUP list. Is it caution or should we be even more concerned? I think panic level is getting toward orange right now. May not be red, but it's damn sure toward orange because you got a lot of receivers because you keep drafting receivers if you the Colts. Who the hell gonna throw on the ball?
Man, your boy Big Jim up there popping them perks like we good. We good. I mean, we're good.
By week 6 and if they like 1-5, he really gonna be popping some pills. He's gonna be nervous.
Oh boy, bless your heart, Indiana. All right, back to the regular list. Cam Chancellor got paid today. Cam, did he hold out last year? Or was it the year before last?
Man, it seemed like Cam been trying to get paid for at least 3 years now.
It seemed like it.
I want to say it was last year that he held out for about 8 games, 9 games.
Was it that many?
No, I'll take that back. No, it wasn't that.
Like 2 or 3.
Yeah, he came back because it was last year because they got off to a slow start and he came back.
Yeah. He's the boom in the Legion of Boom, people. They gave him 3 years, $36 million with 25 guaranteed. Solid season, 85 tackles, 50 solo, 4 for loss, 8 pass deflected, 2 INTs. My question with giving Cam that money, I don't believe he's old, but do you think his coverage skills got better since they gave him this bread? Because Cam can't cover nobody down the middle of the field. They get burned with tight ends left and right.
I'm about to say, normally your strong safety isn't too strong of a cover person anyway. They're looking to cover mostly tight ends and, maybe some bracket coverage on underneath receivers. But the way that tight ends are now these days, they're very athletic. Yeah, you would think that you want that safety to have a little better cover skills, but I don't think that's his strong point nor is it going to be at this point.
He's basically a linebacker playing safety, basically.
Right. I think it's a pretty good deal for him, though. I mean, 25. He got his money, $25 million guaranteed. And then for the team, probably that 3rd year, X time.
I tell you one thing: Seattle has $123 million committed to their secondary. Now, last I checked, they're gonna be starting a rookie next to Sherm. So that means all that money's tied up in Sherm, the free safety. What's his name?
Thomas.
Earl Thomas and Cam. That's $123 million in guaranteed money tied up in 3 dudes.
I mean, and you think you got and then you got Michael Bennett on defense. He got some money last year, right?
I think they paid him either this summer or last year.
You got what's the linebacker? I want to say KJ Wright, but it ain't KJ Wright.
Nah, I know you're talking about. It's not Wagner, is it?
Might be, yeah.
Bobby Wagner. Okay.
He got money. Cliff Averill, I think he's still there.
Yeah.
He got money. So the whole
They
defense.
let go of Irvin. He's with the Raiders. So I mean.
So all that money is tied up into Russell and the defense. So we're gonna see. Hopefully it'll work out for them. No, right. I hope it don't work out. I hope it blow up in their face.
There you go. I love that hate. All right, another secondary person got paid over the past weekend. Xavier Rhodes, Minnesota gave him 5 years, $70 million, 41 guaranteed, $12 million when he signed the contract. I think he got that money off of that game when he got in Odell's head. Really did. He's a good corner. He's solid, very solid. But that game put him on
good. Yeah, the first probably 5 or 6 games, especially when Minnesota. Minnesota's thing last year, everybody was like, "Hey, this is a team ready to go to the Super Bowl, possibly." And then Teddy Bridgewater injury happened, but that defense is still stout.
Yeah.
And it's definitely showed. That first 5 or 6 weeks. So I mean, Rose is the real deal.
Yeah.
Now that he didn't got his money, will he be one of the players that continue to show he the real deal? Or will he take a couple steps back because he didn't got comfortable because he got a little bread in his pocket?
He's 27, so I mean, if they get 3 years out of that 5, that's a win. Then they turn around, like you said, and cut him or make them restructure one the other. You know how the NFL go.
Exactly. You got to get that money up front and guaranteed money, and the rest of it, try to front load it as much as possible to the front end of the contract. Because like you said, you got big cap numbers on the back end of your contract, and you going toward 30 or over 30. That's not good for you.
And the defense is going to have to pitch some shutouts because I'm not too convinced about that offense. So we're going to see what that wins. All right, we had 2 more retirements this week. I think we talked about 2 last week. We had 2 more this week. Ryan Clady, 30 years old, retired. He was a free agent. And Brandon Albert got traded to Jacksonville at 32 years old. He retired. They cashing out. They walking away early. Brandon Albert, 32 years old, had a job. Clady, 4-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, walked away. These cats getting out early, cuz. This is not you can't even say it's a trend no more. It's kind of the norm.
Yeah. If you remember a couple years back, I guess it's been 2 years now, when Patrick Willis retired.
Shocking to this day.
I was telling y'all then, I think it's gonna start to happen because when you see somebody that big and they prime go out, it's only natural that you're gonna have other players follow suit or at least start thinking about it. And that's definitely what's happening in the NFL. These cats ain't taking these hits no more till they 35, 40 years old. And then you got this concussion report there, a study that came out saying 95% of the players that they've studied had or have CTE. I mean, what you expect these cats to do? They're gonna look at that.
Hey man, ain't nothing sexy about being 50 years old and you can't recognize your wife or your grandkids. Ain't nothing sexy about that. You can't walk. So
not at all. Ain't nothing cute about that. You're right.
I don't blame them. So cash out if you can, and like you said, with this CTE thing, it's kind of sapping these cats' desire to keep going. I posted something on the AA Sports page, Instagram page last night. They were talking to Marty B. I love Marty B, people. Marty B said, "Hey man, I love football, but I ain't trying to die for this shit."
Right. He's a straight shooter. And on the opposite end of that, you had the rookie safety in New York, the Jets, Jamal Adams, come out either yesterday or one day this week, saying, matter of fact, I got he said there's no better place to die than on the football field in regards to the CTE. And you had a player's ex-wife. His name is Justin Trubisky. I know I'm pretty much butchering that, so my apologies.
He's a fullback, I believe.
No, you're thinking about the fullback that came to the Ravens that's with us now. This cat that I'm speaking of, he passed away.
Okay.
He died in a car accident.
Okay.
But his wife was saying that, people like Jamal Adams, who young, wet behind the ears, had no idea what's coming down the pipeline with this kind of stuff and need to kind of basically shut up, and, because you don't understand what's coming. Because she said that, she was telling her experiences, how she lived with the guy with CTE and everything, waking up in pain, all the meds, forgetting stuff all the time. It's a burden on families, and we really don't think about that. And we're sitting in front of our TVs just watching games on Sunday, enjoying wings and beer. We don't think about that.
She right though, because at the end of the day, Jamal Adams is a kid, and this sounds dope. I mean, if I thought now the way I thought at 21, shame on me. He's a kid, so I don't fault him with that.
No, not at all.
All right, next topic. We kind of talked about this a couple weeks ago, but the first couple weeks of camp, we're right back at it. The QB situations in Denver and Jacksonville. After the first week of camp, the coach of Denver, Vance Joseph, came out and said he ain't like anything he saw. Let me ask you this. I was thinking about this when I was typing these notes. Hey, cuz they playing against a good-ass defense. Can you really blame them quarterbacks, man?
I mean, most of the quarterbacks they got, Paxton Lynch and Simeon, they fairly young. Like you said, it's a beast defense.
Right.
It's hard for Brady, Ben Roethlisberger,
right,
Rodgers. It's hard for them cats.
Exactly.
Chris Harris and Talib, and worrying about Von Miller coming off the end.
Right.
It's hard. It's hard for experienced quarterbacks. So, rookies first week of camp, you should expect some of that. Vance Joseph, you're probably in for a long season, homeboy.
Because they get their ass kicked by their defense every day in front of the coach.
Hey, it can only make them better. Only make them better, because it's not too many defenses in the league like Denver's defense.
No.
So if you're practicing against that beast every day, by the time you get to the games,
you should be good.
Ain't gonna say it should be a cakewalk, but it should be a little smoother for you.
There you go. And Blake Bortles, they had a practice scrimmage on Saturday, I believe. Your boy threw 5 INTs in a scrimmage, including the pick 6. I don't mean to laugh at this dude.
Hey.
5 picks, cuz 5.
Who they back up? What else they got? What else they gonna go with?
Hey, we're gonna talk about the homie a little bit later, but I need to understand why Cap ain't getting talked about with these teams. We're gonna talk about him a little bit later. All right. Again, here's another story that's a pretty good one. The NFL has said that they plan on working with the Players Association in regards to marijuana as pain management medicine. I see this look that you're giving me, but they had to come around, dog. They had to.
I believe
How many states is it free? Boston, Massachusetts, Denver, and Oregon, Seattle. They had to come. Washington. They had to come around.
Yeah, but one, I believe it when I see it.
Yeah, that too.
If they putting a disclaimer on it that it's got to be for pain management, my thing is, how are you going? I mean, what's the requirements? What's the prerequisites for being able to go ahead and smoke it for pain?
My back hurt right now.
You can make a case for any injury after any game or any practice. So, like, what's going to be the threshold?
Yeah, that's true.
And then and then the NFL too. You got it. It's becoming legal recreational wise in more and more places, but it's still not everywhere.
Right.
So even the cities that have, kind of let their guard down, so to speak, recreational wise, in certain cases, they still will throw that little disclaimer out there that, it's still a federal offense or whatever. And if the feds come in, ain't nothing they can do for you. How does the NFL walk that fine line with, we're promoting what is still, even though it shouldn't be, what is still considered a legal substance?
That's true.
So it's gonna be a lot to go into that. It's good though that they at least starting to open the discussions up and are a little more acceptable to it. Seems like, but I still think it's a couple years away before it's really.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking it's gonna be national. I mean, for the whole country, 4 years in my eyes. You got 3 states. 3 or 4 years, we're probably looking at it legal everywhere. I mean, it's too much money to be made. And at the end of the day, these owners are tired of having to go bail these players out. They're tired of having to deal with suspension. Let them cats smoke. Weed is from the earth, people. It's from the earth. But
I just don't want my players showing up to work high.
I agree.
Games high, and that's going to be another problem.
I agree.
Because once you take the reins off, you know you're going to have some cats that are not just going to smoke at home for a little pain. They're going to be in the car at a red light.
Hot boxing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're going to be in the car with the homies on the way to the club, rolling up, smoking. So
that's true. You're right.
It's a lot to go with it.
Yeah, so like you said, we years away, so we'll see how that goes. All right. A bit of good news, I suppose. Garen Conley, the cornerback out of Ohio State, got cleared of all rape charges. He got drafted by the Raiders. I want to say he fell to 24. I want to say. Okay. He was supposed to go higher. But I was concerned because early this week they said the case got sent over to the grand jury. And I worked on the grand jury before, so I was like, man, he's fucked. But then they came out and said that he was cleared of all charges. So shout out to him. Shout out to the Raiders for taking the boy's word and, taking that chance on him. Because a lot of teams probably wouldn't, that came out like the draft night before draft, that he was in that rape situation.
Yeah, like a day or two before it, right.
Yeah, so, he's cleared. Move different, young man. You don't need to be tied up in that foolishness. Move different. If she say no, step away. Listen to your uncles. We're trying to help you. All right, and this one's in regards to me. This last one in our tidbits, this rapid fire we've been doing. Now, you know what? I ain't going to talk about it. I'm going to let you tell me because I'm jaded. Has the hype train touched down for the Carolina Panthers, or do I need to really be excited for Christian McCaffrey?
I mean, I think you really should be excited more.
I'm hearing good stuff.
I think you should be excited because, coming into the season, we know what Christian McCaffrey's skill set was. We thought that would translate over good to the NFL. I didn't think so much. I was kind of on the fence after his junior year, but I think he did himself a lot of good coming back for his senior year. And showing what he can do. So I think he's going to be a valuable asset to Carolina. As far as the hype train, anytime you get a shiny new toy, in the garage, something for the quarterback to play with, something that's been missing from your offense the last couple of years, it's going to be a lot of attention surrounding that.
Gotcha.
So I don't think the hype train is out of control, but it's going to put more of an X on his back, more of a target on his back come time for the season to start.
I feel you. As long as he gives me 150 total and 2 TDs week 1, Gucci.
Ferrari Foster will be meeting him in the hole.
I can't wait to week 1.
In the hole.
All right, people. All right, let's get to the task at hand. We are on – this is our third one, right? Third division breakdown.
Right, third division. Last week we did the NFC and AFC East division. This week is the North. So starting off with the AFC North. You had last season. We run down the records from top to bottom. Of course, you had the Browns bringing up the rear at 1-15, 0-6 in the division. Cincinnati had a very disappointing 6-9-1, 3-3 in the division. And then you had Baltimore 8-8, not too good, not too bad, 4-2 in the division. And then you had the Pittsburgh Steelers winning the division at 11-5, dominating at 5-1 within the division.
All right, look, starting off, sometimes I do the show notes and I feel good about them. This one I enjoyed this week. But one thing I came away and I need to ask you this one: is Mike Tomlin better than John Harbaugh? That's a good question, isn't it?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Because as much as I like Tomlin more, but I just like his personality is, but that don't have anything to do with coaching. I think he leaves a little bit to be desired sometimes in big games.
Right.
And then, some of the things that we saw toward the end of last season off the field in the locker room, players getting suspended, AB doing Facebook Live videos in the locker room doing post-game speeches. He needs to get a handle on that kind of stuff. Right.
Too much of a player's coach.
Possibly. Now, John Harbaugh, I think John Harbaugh's a pretty good coach. I know there was some rumblings last year about him being fired and whatnot. Excuse me, if you haven't looked around the NFL recently, seen a lot of these retreads, Who you gonna find? Better than John Harbaugh.
He would have got snatched up real quick if they would have let him go.
I'm talking about the same day.
I knew damn well he wasn't going to no college jobs. But yeah, that was coming up in regard to the coaching ranking for the division. So we're gonna say Harbaugh, Tomlin. I don't even know about them bottom two cats. You know how I feel about Marvin Lewis. You like Hugh Jackson over Marvin Lewis?
Yeah, if you want to rank the coaches, yeah, I'll go Harbaugh, Tomlin, Marvin, and who the hell is in Cleveland?
Hugh Jackson.
Oh, wait a minute.
Right. There you go.
Cleveland so bad, I forgot they actually had a good coach.
Yeah, he just got there, I want to say last year, but I don't know, cuz I kind of like him more than I like Marvin Lewis.
Yeah, I do. But, I mean, he still has to prove something, though.
Yeah.
He's done it at a high level as an offensive coordinator, but there's a lot of offensive, defensive coordinators that do well in those positions. They get to a head coaching job, and it don't quite work out the same. So,
very true. All right, let's jump right into it. All right, I'm thinking Pittsburgh is going to win this division. We're going to start off with them number one.
Okay.
All right, total offensive rank. They were 7th. 5th in passing, 14th in rushing. Defense, 7th again. 16th in passing, 13th in rushing, 9th in sacks with 38. We already talked about the coach. Takeaway, giveaway, they ranked 9th in the league. They had 13 interceptions, 10 fumbles, but then they gave away 15 INTs, 3 fumbles. All right, Big Ben, solid season. 3,800 yards, 64% completion, 29 touchdowns, 13 INTs, 10th in QBR. I added a new stat this week. Ben was only sacked 17 times this year.
That's good for him. How many games did he miss last year?
I think he missed 2 or 3. I meant to pull that up. That's customary for him, 2 or 3.
Right. I'm looking at his passing yard under 4,000. I would think off the top of my head it would be a little bit better.
Yeah.
29 touchdowns is a lot, especially with missing 3 games. So,
but one thing you're gonna see in this division, we're gonna look at the attempts for passing with these quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. They threw the ball around a whole lot more this year. But to be sacked 17 times, that's solid. They protected him. His jersey wasn't dirty a lot. Antonio Brown. 106 balls, 1,284 yards, 12 TDs off 155 targets. And we've talked about Le'Veon Bell. People, y'all know what he does. The boy was a beast. He was their second wide receiver on top of getting 1,200 yards rushing. Off season, they didn't do a lot. Had a solid draft. They picked up JJ's little brother. They cut Ladarius Green. It wasn't really a lot to talk about with their off season. Martavius Bryant is back. Is he off the weed? You think he's going to stay clean?
I don't think he has a choice but to stay off of it this year. Off season, it's typical Steelers kind of off season. They tend to, them and the Packers, two off the top of my head, they tend to to draft their players, develop them, then re-sign their own players. They don't do a whole lot of shaking and moving in free agency. So I wouldn't expect. I'm not surprised to not see any real big free agent signings come to them. So
they need those linebackers to develop. They need to continue to develop.
Absolutely, because I'm actually looking. If you had to ask me what was the Pittsburgh's weakness last year, I would automatically say their defense. But looking at the numbers, they didn't do too bad. Top 10. Top 10 in sacks. I never would have guessed that.
They had Cameron Hayward's up there, that defensive end, Ironhead little boy.
Yeah, he playing the middle though.
Okay.
He nose tackle, defensive tackle. But yeah, he created a lot of pressure up the middle, so that allows some of the ends to do something, except for Jarvis Jones.
Yeah.
No, they ain't cut him yet. I don't think.
Nah, they denied his They did him like Buffalo did Samuel.
They denied his option, so he's on the way out unless he does something. So, as far as looking at this team, looking at what they're gonna do this year, who you got for players that need to step up?
Martavius Bryant.
I have Martavius. No, I'm sorry. Players that need to step up. I put the whole defense.
Sorry.
That's good. I put the whole defense. Need to step
Good
up.
call.
Because they're gonna score points, no problem. I think they play some pretty high-power offenses this year, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of glanced at their schedule. And so that back end especially, I want to see some growth out of that secondary, and they're going to have to stop some people.
Yeah, I believe I didn't put it on here. They drafted 2 corners. I think they got burnt a lot in coverage last year.
Right.
You got to remember, people, like the homie said, these guys, they develop their players, they keep them, and they move from there. You ain't getting a lot of big free agent signings. So what they draft got to get better. So
Right.
This is how they're going to build it. They lost Troy Polamalu. They lost Ike Taylor. They lost some pretty legit guys in their secondary.
Shit, man. How long they been gone?
What's up?
How long them cats been gone? 3 years?
About 2-3 years now, and they're dealing with these young guys since then. So
Then Ryan Clark, all them dudes is long gone.
I forgot about Ryan Clark too. So they haven't really developed like that. Honestly, me myself, bring that boy Reeves home. He from Pittsburgh. He said he'd love to play there. It ain't gonna be a high contract. Hell, he done made his money. Step to him incentive blading. Bring Reeves home. Bring somebody to play, corner with you. Try to teach these rookies. But we'll see where that go.
Yeah, I can see that. That could possibly be because I was gonna say, what do you put Reeves at? Corner, or you gonna freelance with him at safety? I think if you sign Reeves, it'll be similar.
Third corner.
It's going to be similar to like when the Falcons picked up Dwight Freeney.
Yeah.
Put him in on special occasions, but more or less he's there to mentor, tutor, teach the younger guys.
I agree.
What you got to record at this year?
All right, what you got for something to prove? Did we talk? Did you touch that already?
I didn't, but I got Martavius Bryant. He's got to prove that he can stay off of the weed. He's got to prove he can stay on the field and stay on the field so that can open things up for AB and Le'Veon. Because if AB can do what he did with Martavius Bryant not there, imagine if you can get any kind of production out of that number 2 receiver. His offense is already potent. It's really going to take off.
Because how long Ben going to hold this over their head? Is he going to do the Brett Favre every summer now?
I thought about that, and I'm already tired of hearing about it.
Yeah.
Before it even starts. So, like I said, Ben's a cat. If y'all don't know, we're talking about people. Of course, he put out there again that about retirement, it's going to be basically year to year. So it could be a Favre situation. Now, you think about it, he's had the motorcycle accident he almost died in.
I forgot all about that.
He's had some other things. So I can see him in a couple of years hanging it up.
This right here is probably the best offense he ever played in. So they probably got a solid 2-year window to get it done. And they're going to have to deal with that bullshit for every summer, probably for the next 2-3 years. Him on that, I don't know. I'm going to see how I feel.
Yeah. And I think they have a legit shot at being an actual Super Bowl contender. So let them win a ring. And I think he definitely gone. Absolutely.
You got to be able to put up points in the AFC, and these cats can put up 29 to 30 every game.
Yeah, man, this is called the black and blue division, AFC North, but Cass is putting up points, throwing that ball around, man.
Last thing on the Steelers, pay that boy Le'Veon Bell. We're gonna leave it at that. Pay him.
He still ain't came to camp, has he?
I don't blame him.
Yeah, because until he signs his tender, they can't find him. So, I expect him to show up in maybe a couple weeks. Yeah,
I heard that he's probably gonna show up when they get done with the preseason games. And just be around the team,
I'm thinking maybe after camp break.
Yeah.
The camp will probably break in another week and a half, and then they'll get back. They're still, of course, still preseason, but they back to kind of more of what they're going to be their routine during the season. So
back at the facility. Yeah, we'll see. He wants to be there, and I'm assuming they want him. So we think they'll get a hand on it. All right, Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, we got the record. What you got that record at? I got them 10-6, 9-7 at the worst.
I'm gonna go 11-5.
Got them 11-5. Okay.
Yeah, I like their schedule. I see New England beating them. I think they play Green Bay. That's a possibility. So those two are definite possibilities. The rest of them are suspect. Well, I'm gonna go 11-5.
Yeah, I picked 10-6. I think no matter what the Baltimore, we're finna get into Baltimore, I think, next. Because their whole season is riding on quarterback right now at this time.
Right.
But, them Baltimore-Pittsburgh games, even Cincy, throw Cincy in there, them rivalry games within this division, you never can tell who's going to win those games. So I always look at that as virtually a split.
Yes, sir.
So, we'll see.
Yes, sir. All right, jumping into the Baltimore Ravens. We both picking them coming in number 2, right? We can't really say that because quarterback's suspect.
We'll just go with considering Flacco is going to be healthy.
Okay.
So, yeah, I got him coming in at number 2 in the division.
All right, let's jump to the numbers real quick. Total offense, they came in 17th, 12th in passing, 28th in rushing, people. That ain't Baltimore Raven football.
That's not going to cut it at all.
Now, the defense did their job all season long. 7th in total defense, 9th in passing, 5th in rushing. Now, they were 24th in sacks. That's kind of surprising, but, we already said John Harbaugh is probably the best coach in the division. Giveaway, takeaway rank, they came in 9th. 18 interceptions, 10 fumbles. They did work for me, people, in fantasy last year, trust me. Giveaway, takeaway, 16 interceptions, 7 fumbles, so they finished with a net of 5. Joe Flacco, the numbers weren't good, people. Flacco didn't ball for them last year. 65% completion, 4,300 yards, 20 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. 15 people. QBR 58, which was 19th in the league. And he was sacked 33 times during 2016. Okay.
So, my take on this, you have, he was sacked 33 times, 28th in the run game, and he had 15 picks. All that leads down one road to me. And that's
gotta run better.
That's a shitty-ass offensive line.
That too.
So, running back can't run if they ain't creating holes, and quarterback can't throw. He gonna throw picks if he don't have protection, and he gonna get sacked if he don't have protection. So I'm not sure if they did anything to address the line situation during the offseason.
Not really.
That you put on here, I don't see any offensive lineman anywhere in the picture.
They actually lost one today. He lost for the season.
Okay, and they've been losing people a lot so far this early in camp.
Yeah.
They lost what was supposed to be their number 1 running back, Dixon.
Damn, that's 2. Because we talked about the boy last week, the offensive lineman who retired. So they lost one to injury, lost one to retirement in 2 weeks.
Hey, this going from sugar to shit real quick for Baltimore, and the damn season ain't even started yet.
No, sir. It hasn't. Like you said, Dixon was the most talented running back they had. Terrence West was a retread, but he still led them 193 carries, 774 yards. But he wasn't better than Dixon, and Dixon's gone for the season. Mike Wallace, a.k.a. Mr. Go Route. 72 balls, 1,000 yards, 4 TDs off 117 targets. You know what? You watch them play all year. I didn't realize that offense was this damn bad last year. I really didn't.
Like I said, they just had a lot of things, man. You had your tight end wasn't there. Dennis Pitter wasn't there for a good portion. They just were not consistent at all. They didn't do
Watson
anything.
got hurt. The other tight end they brought in got hurt before camp started.
Yeah, so it was a clusterfuck all year for Baltimore. So we'll see if they can rebound this year. But getting to,
what do you think about them additions?
I like the Macklin signing.
I think he got something left. People saying they don't think so. I think he got a lot left.
Absolutely, I think he's got a lot left. Tony Jefferson, I like that pickup at safety. I think him and who's the other safety, Eric Weddle, will pair well.
Solid at safety.
I think they're solid there. Brandon Carr, kind of iffy at cornerback. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Of course, losing Elmer's Dumerville, a veteran. I think he had 3 or 4 sacks last season, so you're going to miss that. After already being low in the league in sacks overall last year. I think Suggs was the leader at 8 sacks.
I don't even think he played that many games last year, so they kind of get Suggs back in a sense.
Yeah, but he's also 34.
That's true. Situation. What'd you say, Dwight Freeney? Same role?
Yeah. And he's coming off of Achilles, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, that's hard.
Yeah, so, we'll see. We'll see. Marlon Humphrey, they drafted another corner, so they're trying to get right at corner. Jimmy Smith's still there. I like Jimmy Smith. He's physical.
Yeah, he's going to be the second corner next to Jimmy. Jimmy got to stay on the field. That's his biggest thing. Jimmy gets hurt a bit, but you need two corners in this league. If you get them two corners with them two safeties, they're going to be all right.
Yeah, and ideally, you really need three.
Yep.
In the way people slap the ball, because people throwing a lot 4 and 5 receiver sets out here now. So you got to be solid on coverage. You got to be solid on coverage. All right. So I guess we'll go ahead and dive into, because this is going to be kind of an in-depth, I guess, convo. Quarterback situation. Yeah. Now, this has many layers to it. Of course, we're talking about Baltimore bringing up this week that they're talking to Colin Kaepernick, keeping lines of communication open, yada, yada, yada.
This started last week. Remember, Harbaugh came out last week, said he'd been talking to Colin directly.
This is my problem this is my issue with Baltimore in this scenario for time being. Why put out there that you're talking to him? Why do you need to put that out there? And then the very next day, as soon as that story drops, you sign another guy that's played in the Arena League. Okay.
They cut him already too.
And I figured they would. Now, I will say this. A lot of people are up in arms and upset. Oh, man, they signed an Arena dude and Cap out there. You got to understand, people. Trust me. I jumped the gun myself. As soon as I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? But when you look at it, because even though I think Cap is being blackballed, you can't convince me otherwise. You also can't convince me to ignore everything I've ever known about football. Okay?
Right.
And teams, it's not uncommon for teams to sign a body, or they call it a camp arm.
Camp arm, yeah.
If you short a body to have somebody come in there.
Right.
Now, before you get up in arms, people, about them not signing Cap to do that, think about this. Think about it this way. I would be upset if they signed Cap to come in there, be a fourth string clipboard holder, water boy getter, and then turn around and cut him a week later. Like, I figured this dude was going to get cut a week later because he was just there to be a body. Why sign him for that role, cut him a week later, then that opens up the floodgates to say, well, then people will be saying, well, you only signed him just to save face or to shut the people up. You didn't really want him there to start with.
All day.
Then we would be complaining about that.
Well, one thing I came away with doing my research for the show notes, Joe Flacco's season last year wasn't that much different than Cap's. It really wasn't. Skip Bayless came out on Undisputed last week and said, Baltimore would have a better chance with with Colin Kaepernick and Joe Flacco. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure about that, but then I looked at the numbers. I'm like, well, damn. 59% completion, 16 touchdowns, 4 INTs. Who was y'all leading receiver last year? Jeremy Curley?
Jeremy Curley.
Okay. You throw Cap in with what? Perriman, Jeremy Maclin, Benjamin Watson,
Mike Wallace,
Larry Donnell, Mike Wallace. We saw what he can do when he has weapons and an offensive line. I'm not sure what this offensive line going to do.
Yeah.
They're tied to Flacco. I completely forgot, too. They just gave him an extension a couple years ago.
Yeah, right after the Super Bowl, he got his 100 and something million. Right after that Super Bowl.
Then. They gave him another one since then, like 3 years, $66 million. So they're tied to Joe Flacco. Right. They're tied. He ain't going nowhere. So it's not about competition, but I guess, like you said, the thing comes down to how hurt is Joe? How hurt is he?
Yeah, that's all it's going to boil down to. Because I'm not concerned about this fourth string dude. My thing is, are you happy with Ryan Mallett?
You heard about his camp this past week, right?
Another 5 interception day. I think Terrell Suggs said it should have been 7. Terrell Suggs, matter of fact, he did say it should have been 7. And during one of the practices, he told the offensive coaches to tell Ryan Mallett to throw the ball to the teams in the same color jersey that he has on, not the opposite color. That's classic. That's classic T Sizzle. So my thing is, if you're still keeping lines of communication open with Cap, then you got to be now comparing him. Okay, is he a better option than Ryan Mallett? I don't think there's anybody that'll tell you no. Another thing I meant to say that I missed, all these teams, and Baltimore included, they want to say it's just about football with Cap. It's just about football. We're not worried about the other stuff. If it's just about football, why the fuck are you polling fans in the public about their reaction or their feelings if you sign him? Why are you going out here talking to Ray Lewis, asking him for advice? You know what I'm saying? That alone lets you know it's not just about football. So stop saying that shit.
They're going to lie. One last thing I got on Baltimore. Well, we got to do the players and step up and all that. One last thing I'm glad came out this week. The report came out. Cap has not talked about money with any team. So all that bullshit we were hearing early in the year, Cap wants such and such. Cap ain't asking about no money.
All smoke screen. I mean, this is the first time it's come out. It's come out a couple times before that say he hasn't talked to anybody about money because nobody's called him.
Right.
So how can you say that he demanded a certain thing when you ain't talking to him? So so we'll see. We will see how that goes.
All right, my player who must step up, Joe Flacco.
I got the running backs, the O-line, Flacco, pretty much that whole offense. The whole offense. They cannot be stagnant the way that they were last year and expect to come out on top in this division, especially with what Pittsburgh doing. Okay.
Right.
I mean, should you even throw in Cincinnati? Cincinnati had a down year last year, but they are still. We're gonna get to them in a second. They're still pretty competent on offense.
Yeah, they are.
So like I said, you won't get anywhere in this league if you can't run the ball, stop the run, and convert on third down.
We 28th in rushing. That's not Baltimore Raven football.
It's really not.
And they didn't do shit to address it. Hell, they got worse today with Dixon getting hurt. Are there any running backs out there that you can think of they can pick up? Anybody?
I think they're going to go with that combination of I want to say Crockett and Terrence West.
Crockett, that's the tight end. He's out. He hurt himself today.
Hold on, I had their depth chart up. Let me see. I'm sorry, Lorenzo Taliaferro.
Oh man.
Terrence West, and they got little Danny Woodhead. So it's gonna be a committee in Baltimore.
I missed that completely. Yeah, Danny Woodhead. That's a good pickup for them. I missed that.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a committee thing. That offensive line got to step up. My player with the most approved in 2017, I got Flacco for that. I mean, not only does he have to step up, he got to prove that he's worth that money. He got to prove that when shit gets bad, he can still carry a team like an elite quarterback is supposed to do. I didn't see that from him last year.
If I'm not mistaken, I meant to write the stat down, but I saw it. Since he got that bread, 29-29.
That's his record?
Yeah.
Hey, refuse even more of the talk that, hey, even though the year that they won that Super Bowl, Joe carried them through that playoffs. But it just when that kind of stuff happens, when all those defensive players that they had are gone, and then that's what you revert back to, it's not going to quiet those rumblings at all.
One thing I keep hearing, we're going to get off now. They keep talking 2000 Ravens defense. That's saying a lot.
Who's saying the 2000 about what?
They're saying that. They're saying they're up to that level.
Who?
That's Baltimore. That's saying a lot.
This defense?
Yes.
Up to two. Man. Oh, I don't have a sound effect on deck. Oh, nah. Okay.
All right. Cincinnati Bengals. All right. Total offensive rank, 13th. 13th in rushing, 15th in passing. Defense, 17th total. 11th in passing, 21st in rushing, 33 sacks. Marvin Lewis, we said fourth, right? I don't like him as a coach. I just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fourth. All right, takeaway, giveaway. They ranked 12th in the NFL. 17 interceptions, 3 fumbles, took away. Giveaway, only 8 INTs, 9 fumbles. God damn. So that left him with a net of 3. Andy Dalton. 65% completion, 4,200 yards, 18 TDs, 8 INTs. Was he hurt again? He was out of some games again last year, right?
I don't remember him being hurt.
And he only had 18 touchdowns for the damn year?
I know AJ went out after week 10, week 11.
Maybe that's the year before last. I'm thinking about AJ breaking his thumb. I'm sorry, not AJ. Andy breaking his thumb. Yeah. That was the year before last, right?
Before last.
Okay. So that means he was there this entire time and only had 18 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
Got sacked 41 times. He managed to do that.
41 times? Damn. Damn. It's 16 games.
That's it.
Shane, I wouldn't have bought that line shit for Christmas. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. They just gotta. They gotta. Like you said, this is what stats can be misleading because they middle of the pack stat wise.
Yeah.
You see that on the field.
And I don't like to be stat heavy. I don't because, like you said, stats don't tell the whole story. But I like to have it out there just for people to know.
Yeah.
Jeremy Hill, 222 carries, 839 yards, 9 touchdowns. AJ Green, 66 balls, 964 yards, 4 touchdowns off of 100 targets. I believe he got hurt. He was on one of my fantasy teams. He got hurt rather early.
Who's that?
AJ Green, about week 6 or 7, give or take.
No, he played 10. He played 10 games.
Oh, he played 10. Okay, so that means
I was thinking that before the show. I was looking up his numbers because I was thinking putting him as player who need to step up because he's always off the field. And he played 10 games last year, 16 the year before, 13 the year before that, 16 the year before that. So
he's solid.
He's been solid. It just seemed like he always got a hamstring or something, lower extremity wise, that keeps him off the field game or two here and there. And it's always late in the season when they try to make a run.
Yeah. He stayed questionable, don't he?
Quite often. Now, I like what they did in picking up, giving Joe Mixon a chance.
Yes.
And then they also got more speed by drafting John Ross out of Washington.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Was that the right John Ross?
Yes, that's John Ross out of Washington.
Okay.
But remember, they took Tyler Boyd out of USC last year, too. So they got a brand new receiving squad. But question is Dalton going to carry them?
I don't think Dalton is a carry type quarterback. I think he
glorified game manager.
Exactly. He's definitely a game manager. You don't want him probably throwing them more than 25, 30 times a game. You would ideally like to lean on your run game. You got a bruiser in Hill. You got to change your pace back in Gio. You adding Joe Mixon to the mix. There should be no reason why you can't run the ball. Which like I said, they did a pretty good job last year in running the ball. But they need to do better. What else? What am I looking for?
It wasn't a lot of off-season moves.
The tight end. That's what they were missing last year. It's not on here.
Tyler got hurt.
He was hurt for a lot of last year. So if he's back and healthy, I think Cincinnati can be – that they can try to get back to 8-8, 500, somewhere around there. Cincinnati
is that type of team to where you expect them to lose them games when they're playing Baltimore and Pittsburgh, but then they fuck around and find a way to win.
And then they lose the game. And then they lose the games that you expect them to win. You're right. That's the kind of team Cincinnati is.
Because, A.J. Green is known for destroying Baltimore. I believe he put 200 yards on them a couple games in his career already. But, you know what? I just don't understand what the hell Marvin Lewis has on them. That he's still their coach.
Marvin Lewis is like a cat with 9 lives. It's like every year you think he's out, something happens. Somebody get hurt. Or, something happened where he's like, well, you know what? That wasn't his fault. Right. We'll go ahead and give him another year. We give him I'm looking at their first 5 games. I think this could sink them. They're gonna sink or swim the first 5 games. They got
call them out.
First 2 at home. They open up with Baltimore, and then they got the Texans coming in.
Depending on who the quarterback, that's a loss.
Then they go to Green Bay.
Loss.
They got the Browns at home. That should be a win.
That's a win.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. They go to the Browns, but either way, that's a win.
Win.
And then they got the gunslinger Tyrod Taylor and the Bills coming in week 5.
So they're going 1-4 early.
I got them at 2. Was that 5. I got them at 2 and 3. I think they can beat. I think they can beat Cleveland and Buffalo.
Oh, where's the game? Is the game in Buffalo?
No, the game's at home. That's why I gave that one to them because it's at home.
That's possible.
And it's early in the season. You know, essentially they had their problems late in the season.
That's possible.
But that's their first 5 games before they go on an early bye.
Because
at least be 3 and 2. At least
he get 2 and 3 or 3 and 2. He gonna get an extension mid-season. That's a damn shame, ain't it?
Oh boy. Oh man.
That's a damn shame.
Player you got who must step up. Who you got?
Dalton.
I know you're gonna go with Red Rifle.
Dalton.
Everything ends and starts with him. You're right.
Yeah.
He did a good job managing his turnovers last year, which I think had been a problem for him in past years. But you gotta get them touchdowns up, homeboy. You've been in the league too long to be throwing 18 touchdowns. That's for a rookie or somebody to do.
I remember a couple years ago you called it out when he got that deal. You was like, "Whoa, that ain't all that money."
that was Fugazi money.
that was that Mayweather money. Look funny in the light.
Real funny in the light. That funny Geneva watch with the Ferrari kit. Take that monkey shit off. You embarrassing us.
Yeah, so it's not like he's playing for real money. But you called it a couple years ago because I think I was up in arms when they gave him that deal. But you was like, hold on, Shudder. That's not really all that money they giving him. That's that cap deal. Where they give him all that money.
Cap deal. Right. You're right.
Who must step up in 2018?
Marvin Lewis.
Stop it. Stop it.
Marvin Lewis.
I say.
Who I'm going to say? Pac-Man? Perfect?
You know what? And that's one reason I fire his ass right there, because he can't control them wild animals.
You know, Burfict started another fight today.
Shut up. He did?
Yep. But
who on that team will go sit him down and talk to him? Who?
Hey, but it's camp, man. It's camp. Shit like that happen at camp, man. It's hot. You know what I'm saying? You're doing 2-a-days. You know, you
man, we got them OG Wild Animal shirts. We are getting them in those are coming. There's some wild animals out there. All right, what you got for the record? What you got? I know I said 2 and 3 the first 5. You said 3 and 2 possibly. What you got for the season?
I got them Cincinnati. I got them at 7 and 9. 8 and 8
Sound about right.
8 and 8 at best. We skipped over players who I think need to with the most to prove. I got Jeremy Hill. Because people, I think we talked about it briefly last week. People are seem to be real down on him, and they brought in Mixon, so he got a little heat on him. But I got them going 7 and 9.
More than what? 24, maybe 25.
Jeremy Hill, this is what
he came out of LSU. It seemed like 2 years ago.
Yeah, because I think he was a running back. I want to say he was a running back when like Odell and Jarvis Landry was there. I want to say he was a running back then. Right.
So this was his 3rd year, give or take.
Yeah. So he's still fairly young.
Yeah. So I'm not convinced. Y'all gonna run out there and draft Joe Mixon in your fantasy leagues? You better grab Jeremy Hill as your handcuff. I'm just saying.
Or if you grab Jeremy Hill, make sure you got Mixon as the handcuff.
Mixon going 3rd round ADP right now. Bless your heart, people. Yeah, bless your heart, people.
Okay.
All right, let's bring up the rear of this division. You know, as much as they sucked last year, you know what type of year this has been? Because the Sacramento Kings and the Cleveland Browns had damn good drafts in the same year. The same damn year.
Is the shit gonna pan out?
I kind of feel like it's going to, Shada. They did good. Cleveland did good this draft. I'm not, you know what? Let me start at the top. Myles Garrett. Ain't he in the dinosaurs and whatnot?
Yeah. He's a little different kind of character.
Yes.
I tend to like my players with a little dog in them. So I have a bad feeling that he could possibly be a bust. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But I see what flavor is it that you got in your cup? Is it strawberry, grape, red? You on that Kool-Aid over there?
You know what? They can't get no worse than what they are. You look at these stats on this sheet. Everything was 29th and below. You know what? I take that back. They were 21st in passing defense. The shit was bad last year. They can't do no worse.
Yeah, hey, you're right. Nowhere to go but up.
But then at the same time, they brought in Brock Osweiler.
Now,
here go Conspiracy Cat checking in live from AA Sports.
No conspiracy. But I'm a equal opportunist. I'll say. I tend to give people one more chance when nobody else is willing to. I think I'm not gonna say you can get anything out of Brock, but if there's anything to be got out of Brock, I think you can do it. If that makes any sense.
That makes a whole lot of sense. The funny thing about it, Brock was 22nd in QBR, and I know I just started messing with this stat when we started doing our division previews, because Andy Dalton was 20th. A lot of these cats are right there as far as with him in QBR. I'm talking Brock Osweiler, so he wasn't that far off from them. He wasn't. I guess I need to look a little more into it. I tend to not fuck with QBR because I think it's something that ESPN just made up. That's their shit.
And nobody still can tell me exactly what the fuck it is. So I know what quarterback rating is. I know what passer rating is, but I don't know what all goes into QBR. Maybe I should take time and look it up.
I think they throw rushing yards into that to make it. They throw that all in together because ain't no way in hell Tyrod Taylor's that high in QBR or Dak without rushing yards.
Yeah, I pretty much have downplayed it and haven't really given it probably the respect it deserves. But I think, like I said, I think ESPN threw some shit together so they could have further reason to praise the quarterbacks that they want to praise and sit up on that pedestal.
Yes, sir.
So, that's that. But you can't tell me Brock Osweiler was in the middle of the pack just watching him eyeball test.
Well, at 22, I believe it's 32 quarterbacks, so he wasn't that, But that just speaks to their division, really, because you got Ben up there pretty high. You got Flacco. He's well respected.
Well, I'll put it this way. Last year, are there 10 quarterbacks that you would say was worse than Brock?
That's a good question, and it's not.
10 is a lot.
Brock was ass last year. Ass.
Off top of my head.
Everybody from the Jets.
Everybody in Denver.
Everybody in Cleveland.
Well, Cap did. No, Cap did all right.
Cap was above that. Cap was at like 19, I believe.
Blake Bortles is probably right there.
I believe he was right there.
Let's see. NFC East, AFC East. Sam Bradford.
Nah, he was up there.
He was up?
Yeah, Sam ain't gonna take no pick unless he ain't got to.
Let's see. Yeah. Oh, the Rams, whoever quarterback for the Rams.
Yeah, I believe Case Keenum was up there rather. He was right around that place.
I'm having a hard time coming up with 10.
Yeah, I agree.
But
we'll
see how this year go. So you got some off-season moves. Other than Brock, they lost a lot of their receiving weapons. Hawkins, he retired. Barnage is gone. I want to say, is Barnage in Jacksonville now?
He ain't got a job.
He's still jobless.
Right.
Made a Pro Bowl 2 years ago. No job right now. Okay.
Surprising, ain't it?
He'll be getting a call. Somebody will go down in camp. He'll get a call. Yeah. We know Terrell Pryor is gone. He's in the nation's capital.
Yeah.
Like you said, great draft. Myles Garrett, Jabril Peppers, who I still don't know exactly where they're going to play him because he just seems to be a football player, playmaker, kind of similar. Honey Badgers, kind of the first thing come to my mind.
I was about to say what you said around the draft. You said that boy's small. You don't know about him.
I don't know where they're going to put him. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where they're going to put him because he's undersized. I like the tight end from Miami that they got, David Njoku. Is that how you pronounce his name? My mistakes, David. If I got your name wrong, we'll learn it.
I tell you what, you look at the stats I did for the QBs. Why can't Deshaun Kaiser play this year?
I think he will be the starting quarterback at the end of the season. By the time the season's over, he will be the starter.
Okay.
Because you got Cody Kessler, Brock Osweiler, and McCown.
Well, RG3 was there. He's gone. So you said Cody Kessler.
This year. They got 4 quarterbacks.
Now he's in McNown's with the Jets now.
Okay. I'm looking at his name up here, but that's last year's stats. Okay.
Yeah. He's last year.
They got Kessler, Osweiler, and Deshaun.
Week 10, give or take.
Yep.
Yeah. Throw him to the fire. Let him play.
This season is going down.
Yeah, they'll be top 5 pick again, if not top 3.
I want to know because we talked about weed earlier, and I know Kenny Britt was out in L.A. last year. He must have got his hands on some of that corrupt some of that moon rock.
I know what you're about to say.
Very, very, very strong. Why the hell would you sign in Cleveland? At this point in your career, you've never won anything. Why the hell would you go to Cleveland?
I hate I didn't pull up the numbers to see the bread because it had to be money somewhere else. It had to be the same money or less, close to somewhere else.
I mean, even the middle of the road team, even like an 8-8, 7-9 team is a better option than going to the Browns. I mean, best case scenario, the Browns, if everything goes perfect for them over the next couple of years, they still 3 or 4 years away from sniffing the playoffs. Man,
everything you saying, that's dope and everything. This where I'm at with mine. You're going to leave L.A. to go play in fucking Cleveland? It's cold as shit in Cleveland.
Man, we need that Joakim Noah clip queued up.
You going to play in Cleveland in that snow at wide receiver? Hope you worked on your run blocking. Hope so. But as far as wide receivers, is Josh Gordon ever going to get reinstated?
I would like to think so, but we haven't heard anything. I ain't even heard no quiet rumblings, nothing. So normally that might be a good sign because we're not hearing anything. Maybe we'll just pop up and he's at practice.
All right.
I don't see any reason why you can't let him back in at this point.
I don't even know who to step up. I don't know who got the most to prove. I'm going to say the whole team on both questions.
For player who has to step up, I got whoever plays quarterback. I got player with the most to prove in 2018. I put everybody.
You know what? This has been a really everybody show. It really has been on this who has something to step up and prove. It's been a lot of everybody, and that just speaks to where these teams are. Because with this division here, I mean, you got the 3 teams at the top. You got to protect them. You got to protect them and see where it goes. Defense has got to step up. But I go back to those sacks. Ben ain't hit the ground but 17 times. That says a lot.
And Andy Dalton hit the ground 41 times. Night and day, people. Night and day.
Nobody getting shit for Christmas if I'm Andy Dalton.
I got him at 2-14. What you got?
1-15 again.
So they're gonna be battling with the Jets for number 1 spot.
And Sam Darnold sitting back like, nah, I'm good. Bless their hearts. All right, good people. I believe we skipped this award last week. You got anybody for STFU this week? It's been a slow week.
Yeah, and it's going to pain me to do it. It's going to pain me to do it.
Okay, what you got?
Childhood legend, my second favorite basketball player of all time, Allen Iverson.
Oh God, yes, give it to him.
Just shut the fuck up.
Give it to
him. They marketed AI as one of the faces of this league coming in. I bet you he ain't played no more than 5 minutes in 2 games.
Yeah.
And then this past week, he didn't show up.
No call, some shit.
No call, no show. He put out a statement today saying, I've talked with my big brother Cube and the Big 3 family. I'm sorry for letting the fans down, yada, yada, yada. The PR written statement. AI, I don't know if it's something going on with his health because, he hasn't played even when he is there. It seemed like now he ain't even player coaching no more. He just reverted to coaching because he ain't even having a uniform last week. He out there with the ice on. You know how AI get down. So I'm like, I guess I'm just more disappointed that he's not playing in this league. And the games are good, man. The games are really good every week. And I just want to see him out there. I guess I'm more let down than that than anything. So.
Yeah, because they, like you said, they were banking on him. He was a part of the marketing strategy. He was the person to get this thing jumped off. But at the end of the day, AI gonna AI.
And rumor has it that his ass was in the casino. Chips stacked up. I want to say the night before the game. So you in the casino all night. Well, man, come on, man. Hold up your obligations, man. Come on, man. Yeah, this ain't the NBA. We know it's just the big three. We talking about the big three. We ain't talking about the NBA. We ain't talking about the finals. We talking about the big three. But still, man, people showing up to these games, man. People at least want to see your face. You didn't even play in Philly.
I was done when he ain't playing in Philly. You got to play in Philly.
Yeah.
You got to. All right, my STFU award goes to Daryl Morey from the Houston Rockets, the general manager. You had a good offseason. You pulled off Chris Paul. You did it. But he came out this week talking about, we can do away with awards in the NBA because it's not based on winning no more. Daryl, I'm going to say this. I wouldn't be talking about last year's Rockets the way y'all folded against the Spurs in the playoffs. James Harden did not show up game 6 of that damn series, and y'all handed him You handed him $217 million. So let's not talk about winning when you rewarded somebody who quit on you and went to the strip club that night and made it rain.
Not a care in the world.
Not a care in the world. So let's not talk about that. Your man, you got Chris Paul. How y'all figure that shit out and they play together, that's on y'all. But, leave that shit alone. Russell deserved it. He balled. Move on from there. All right, cuz, we've come to the last call.
We have. Y'all know what it is. The lights getting ready to come on. DJ spinning that last slow R&B 112 record. You need to pick out who you going back to the telly with.
Yes, sir.
So, it's last call this week. Again, every time we try to put a bow on basketball,
pulls us back in.
Just keep coming back and keep coming back. So this week, apparently, was it Harrison Barnes got married?
Harrison Barnes' wedding was on the map this week.
So, again, we kind of late with this part of it, but a lot of y'all didn't heard by now. Steph Curry imitating LeBron, dancing, imitating LeBron, working out. And who was there as his sidekick, egging him on? Who other than Mr. Kyrie Irving? Let's take a look.
Young Kyrie.
All right, so I'll let you go, man. What's your thoughts about that?
I watch shit like this, and it just let me know how old I am. I know I got the gray hair and I'm Uncle Hate, but that watching shit like that let me know how old I am. These cats ain't got no code, man. No code.
Nah.
Me and you done been at odds before. The A's don't always agree, people. They don't. But I be damn if you at somebody's wedding that I don't fuck with, and this dude is mocking me, and you laughing, say word.
And egging him on, pulling on his jacket, talking about go.
No code, man. No code, man. Old head talking. There is no code. These young dudes.
I was gonna say, what this remind me of, but that would be flawed, because that would be me kind of taking credit for coming up with this, and I didn't. I actually saw it on Twitter. And dude, he hit the nail on the head. This is just like when Faith took that goddamn picture with Tupac.
Yep. All day. All day. You absolutely right. And, you've been hearing, Dan Gilbert came out last week, and we were going to put a bow on it. Kyrie's going to be at camp. Kyrie's like, word, let me go to this wedding and hook up with Steph. Piss that boy LeBron off. He's burning all the bridges to make sure he's going. All of them.
And even if you want to stick it to Dan Gilbert and LeBron, I still cannot see myself going and kicking it with the dudes that just kicked my ass like a month ago.
We saw it last year with Kevin Durant going to them. No code, B. These cats do it. But on top of that, as much as I could say this is some sucker shit, what did LeBron do when they won the title last year? Ultimate Warrior shirt. Halloween party with tombstone cookies and shit. You get what you put out there, but you don't expect your man, your partner, to be out there.
Yeah.
We need 5 minutes, cuz. We got to lock up.
This is like is Kyrie Rico from Paid in Full?
Yeah, we got to lock up, man. We got to lock up, man. No code for these young cats, man. And that's a whole nother show. We ain't got time for that.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. All right, so last thing we're going to end with here tonight, folks, and then we'll be on our way. We'll let y'all get back to your day, nights, whatever. Hall of Fame game is coming up on Thursday. And, of course, you got the class 2017 being enshrined this year. But we got seven guys on here that are on the ballot coming up for next year. And I think it's time for final cuts. So I'm going to read off a couple names. And you tell me whether you think they'll lock or will they lock to get in, on the fence, or no-brainer or whatever. So Ray Lewis, linebacker, Baltimore Ravens, we know he's a lock. All right. Next two cats. And I'm going a little bit out of order here just because they were both receivers. Randy Moss and Terrell Owens. One get in, both get in, neither one get in.
One get in, and I got a feeling it's going to be Moss.
Then they're going to go ahead and put Moss in there over T.O.?
He working with ESPN now. He on the worldwide network. I think he going to get in before T.O. People really don't like T.O.
That's true. That is very true. Next, I got looking at this list based on some other cats, and I'm gonna go through them who I think won't get in. I'm gonna say T.O. and Moss get in this year.
That'd be a win. T.O. deserves to be be there. He deserves to.
I'm gonna say they both. I'm gonna say they go ahead and put the two quote unquote troubled receivers, put them in together.
Last time I checked, they 2 and 3 behind the GOAT. That says a lot.
Right. And is what credibility does your Hall of Fame have in it if you don't have two of the top 5 receivers ever to play the game in it?
None.
0. Baseball, looking at you next. But Brian Dawkins, I don't think Brian Dawkins gets in, even though he's a good player. I don't think he gets in on first ballot. What you think?
Nah, not first ballot. Solid player, never won a title. He was captain that Philly defense, went to Denver and ball, but he ain't getting in first ballot.
Okay. We got Brian Urlacher.
T.O. will set the world on fire if Brian Urlacher gets in above him.
First ballot, Brian Urlacher, very good linebacker. I don't think he gets in first ballot. I think if he would have ended his career the way he played in the middle of his career, then maybe. But he fell off the last few years of his career to me.
Something awful.
Yeah, he did. Him and Briggs, that shit went real quick. Rondé Barber, cornerback, played in Tampa Bay. First ballot, I don't think so.
Not first ballot. No bueno.
And the last person up, Alan Faneca, guard. I think he played most of his time with, was it Pittsburgh or the Jets?
Pittsburgh.
I think just the amount of time he's been on the ballot, I want to say, is this his 3rd, 4th time around?
He'll get in.
I think he's going to get in. So I got 4 people getting in. Ray Lewis, I think we both agreed on that. You got Randy getting in. I do as well. We said no on Dawkins, Urlacher, and Barber. We think we both are yes on Faneca. Just they say go ahead and let him in.
Yeah, Faneca going to get in.
And I got a yes on T.O. So
I want T.O. to get in. I just don't trust these voters at all.
Hey, I can't really argue with that. I don't trust them either. I'm just kind of going out on a limb and hoping that somebody does the right thing.
You can't claim this on your conspiracy record, though. I'm just saying.
I come up with better stuff for conspiracy. Conspiracy shit, it's got to be like totally left field. It's got to be totally left field.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right. Well, it's not on here, but we can't leave without touching up on it. We had a couple fights this past weekend. We had Adrian Broner and Mikey Garcia fight. Adrian Broner dropped another fight. Again, he keeps coming out in these fights, no activity. He talks all this shit in, off season or working out and all his IG videos and all that shit. When he gets the ring and lays eggs. I bet you he's probably thinking, a couple years back, he turned down a $50 million deal for Rock Nation. Like 3 or 4 fights. Talking about, man, I'm worth way more than that. He ain't seen $50 million, close to $50 million since then. And then the UFC fight, John Jones against Daniel Cormier. John Jones came out with the TKO in the 3rd round, I think. 3rd. Now I'm sitting here playing with the Fire Stick the whole time, trying to find a good feed to watch it, and never could.
There wasn't no good feed Saturday. I tried too.
so I didn't really get lay eyes on it, but I was following through Twitter, and from my understanding, John Jones was really losing the first 2 rounds. So if it had went to the scorecard, that would have been very interesting. But don't need the scorecard because he came out with a knockout. And Cormier crying in the press conference. What?
Hey, man, shout out to our Instagram followers on the AA Sportscast page on IG. That video got like 200+ views. Folks was rocking with it. That boy was crying. And he right. It ain't no robbery. If you beat me 2 times, ain't no robbery.
Hey, that's one thing I can do. I can respect that. You know, talk all your shit, the gamesmanship before the fight comes. But when you lose fair and square, you lose fair and square. Get a winner their props, man. That's what he did. All right. So that puts a bow on tonight's show, people. Again, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, remember, always check us out on the YouTube page. Watch, like, hit that subscribe button, like it, leave some comments. Make sure you share it with your friends. And tell them where to hit you up on your social media platforms.
You can hit me at Rike6000 on Twitter. Holla at your boy. I talk sports. Shout out to all my followers.
There it is, all the time. You can find myself on Twitter at Diego Barish. You can also check us out at the AA Sportscast Twitter page. Also, people, we need a few more heads to fill up this fantasy league.
Yes, sir.
Fantasy league coming out. If you want to join that, email us at aasportscast@gmail.com or hit us up on one of the social media platforms. It's first come, first serve, so we still got some slots open. Me and Hate will be participating, but if neither one of us wins, we've got prizes for the rest of you guys. Also, cannot forget our new platform, Spreaker. We're now with the Spreaker family, so remember to download that app, like and save that as well. You get those episodes downloaded automatically right to your smartphone, tablet, or laptop. So, for AA Sports, again, straight sports, no chaser. Uncle Hate, Deal Barista We'll holler at y'all next week, man. Y'all be easy. Peace.